Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the April 15th, 2019 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Let's see. Mr. Patrick Brandt, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a special week for you, Patrick. So
That's right.
I wanted to make sure you were given the proper recognition.
As she looked around the room trying to find somebody.
It was his suit that threw her off.
It wasn't immediate. She looked around quite a bit. So.
Oh, brother, here we go. I'm Barb Lewis, President. To my left, Vice President Jeff Benton. To my right, fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, Mike Fromer, our Administrator, and Jen Walraven, our Clerk. We can begin.
Resolution number 19-337 in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held April 11th, 2019.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-337. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Batten?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today, so that brings us to item number 3, resolution number 19-338, in the matter of approving purchase orders and announce certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0412.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-338. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Batten?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-339, in the matter of approving travel expense request.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-339. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-340, in the matter of approving a resolution from the Delaware County Board of Commissioners declaring April 14th through 20th, 2019 as National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week in the County of Delaware, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. As this week is always the second week of April is National Telecommunicators Week. In emergency, the residents, guests, and visitors of our counties always call us upon for help in their time of need and crisis. And just like in The Wizard of Oz, we're the people behind the curtain, they just don't know we're back here. We're giving out the answers and guidance for everybody. So therefore, the dispatcher is the true first responder. We're the ones who dispatch all the police, fire, and EMS to any call, and we're the ones who at the end close the call out. So I want to recognize our staff. I have several of them with us today, as long as the Sheriff's Office staff here today, as our telecommunicators, and we appreciate all they do.
How about introducing them?
I can do that. We have Matt Fletcher and Jason Hutchinson. You guys might as well come up.
Yes.
And we have Amanda and Jill from the Sheriff's Office.
Oh, thank you. Great. I
And
think
they can come up too and play.
we'll get a picture. Where did Jane go? Oh, there she is.
Well, they didn't come up.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Big she's kind of strange as you two.
We'll take a vote and then get a picture.
Vote on motion 19-340. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Batten?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Any comments? Did you want to make some comments?
Yeah, we probably ought to do that first, shouldn't we?
Okay.
Commissioner Lewis asked if we had any comments. I just, so kind of coming off guard, but you guys do great work. We're fortunate to have such great people in 911 to serve the county. You're really the first line of defense when that person picks up the phone and calls and says, I got a problem. And you make sure it gets handled properly. And I think today at 1 o'clock, I'm spending an hour and sitting down with one of the people up there, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, I believe all three of you are coming down this week. And Administrator Farmer's coming down and take.
So 1 o'clock today for me. So that's all I have.
Yeah, I would like to also thank everyone for the professionalism and training. Every once in a while, you get to talk through a baby delivery. That happened last year. That was really something.
Oh, that's right.
But again, and I'm going down at 1 o'clock as well this afternoon. Perfect. So thank you all for everything and being so calm and professional and walking people through the biggest challenge of their lives probably at that point.
That's right. Boy, I tell you, you call in, and I have called in, and the voice on the other end is always friendly and so very helpful, and it really is, a great time of trauma for people calling in, and so to keep a cool head and when life and death can mean seconds, really. Can't thank you enough for what you do. And I'll be down there too, I think on Thursday, so.
If you said 1 o'clock today, we'd have to make a,
Yeah, right.
You guys take over, we're good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 911 isn't the number, they just call for fun to order their pizza. Unfortunately, it's always calling it at their worst time of need, and we're here for them, so.
That's right, that's right. Okay, we'll get a picture.
I'll meet you back here. I'll deliver them.
Resolution number 19-341, in the matter of a transfer of a liquor license request from Franco's Village Pizza to H2R2 Holdings LLC and forwarding to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control with no objections and no request for hearing.
So moved.
second.
Discussion. I do want to say they have the best pizza.
Well, you just upset every other pizza place.
I know.
Oh, well, one of the best pizzas. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-341. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-342, in the matter of accepting and approving the Delaware County Sheriff's Office transfer report for the month of March 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-342. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-343, in the matter of approving the Child Placement Service Contract and First Amendment between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, and child placement provider, the Northeast Ohio Adoption Services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Anderson with Job and Family Services. We're looking at contracting with a new provider to provide placement services on behalf of children placed in foster care. We have 2 children ready to go to this facility, looking at adoption in the future. The per diem rate will be $79.50.
Okay. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-343. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-344, in the matter of approving the Third Amendment to the contract for the purchase of transportation services between the Delaware County Board of County Commissioners, the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, and the Delaware County Transit Board.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
We are increasing contract by $40,000 anticipated cost for the remainder of the contract year, which ends in June 30th of this year. Primarily transportation or for non-emergency transportation. It's pass-through funds through Medicaid.
Could you tell me a little bit about how that works? For instance, someone is with Job and Family Services, one of your clients,
Yes.
and they need data bus. Is that it?
Yes, we contract for transportation. If they qualify for Medicaid, then we can arrange transportation
Okay.
and pay for that. And then really what we're doing is determining the eligibility and providing the contract. And then if they do not have transportation to various appointments or needs, then they would ride on data bus.
Okay, okay.
This is Medicaid funded
Yes.
primarily?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-344. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-345, in the matter of approving a transfer of funds and a supplemental appropriation for Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
The transfer of funds, we do this quarterly, and this is, we pay most of our operating costs out of our public assistance fund, and then we reimburse from our workforce investment fund and children's services fund. So each quarter, we reconcile, and the funding that's paid out of our public assistance is then reimbursed. The supplement to appropriations, a couple weeks ago, the commissioners approved our PRC plan for funds that were provided for kinship caregivers for daycare costs. And since that time, we did receive notice that we'll have $180,281 to expend through June of this year to provide those services. We're asking to appropriate the full amount. Right now, we have probably 8 to 10 children that will qualify. We've obligated about $20,000. It is in the governor's budget to continue this with the July 1 budget. So we thought we'd ask for the appropriation of the full amount to carry that forward.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-345. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Are you going to be around for a little bit? I see 2 minutes after the meeting. And I like your choice of shirts today. So,
Resolution number 19-346, in the matter of approving a service agreement by and between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Otis Elevator Company for elevator maintenance.
so moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. This is one of our maintenance agreements we have worked to get on our short form agreement. We've worked with Eric and their legal, recommending approval.
Any changes to this one?
Actually, we did see a decrease with this, working through this contract. We see a decrease in cost. This is for the Otis elevator. It covers the elevators, the Hayes Building, 149. It includes the Storer Courthouse, which will come off once we start construction. It does not include the new courthouse because those are through ThyssenKrupp. I'm trying to remember, there's one more. So, but I mean, we've historically had this contract in the past. Yeah, the Carnegie Building. Thank you, Jen. But again, it was on their previous form and kind of evergreen. So we've worked to get a lot of these maintenance agreements onto our form with the languages that Eric prefers to see in there.
Okay, thank you. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-346. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-347, in the matter of amending limits and authorizations the use of the procurement card for the Facilities Department.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
The amendment is to our senior maintenance specialists to increase their limits. A lot of times if we have a motor go out, a pump go out, their limits isn't high enough for them to be able to purchase the parts to make those repairs as needed. And the new one is for our new grounds worker to issue him a procurement card.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-347. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution
John.
number 19-348, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for the enclave at Abbey Knoll and residents at Orange Grand Phase 1 and 2.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. Both of these plan sets have met all of our requirements for approval, and the enclave at Abbey Knoll is 26 single-family homes located at the intersection of Abbey Knoll and South Old State Road. And then the residences at Orange Grand, this is for just phase 1 of this development, which is going to be a senior living facility consisting of 218 units in phase 1. It's going to be located just south of the new Home Road extension that comes just east of State Route 23.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-348. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-349, in the matter of approving a service agreement with SM Miller Construction Company for the relocation of the gas tank at the Alum Creek Water Reclamation Facility and on-call services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
So with the completion of our NFPA 820 safety analysis last year, one of the items that was identified was that our gas tank is currently located too close to a combustible gas furnace in our screens building. So we need to move that a few hundred feet away from where it is currently. So with this contract, we have $30,000 for moving the gas tank and then an additional $5,000 for any potential repairs that need to happen as part of moving that gas tank to the fuel equipment.
You probably don't know the answer to this, But why was it ever structured that way to begin with if that's an issue?
You know, there's a lot of these types of things that are identified as part of these analyses. The NFPA 820 requirements they do change routinely. So this is probably something that when it was built, 15, 20 years ago, it wasn't a requirement, and now it is.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-349. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thanks. Thank you, Tiffany.
Resolution number 19-350, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and the ditch maintenance assessment for Sri Venkateshwara Temple of Central Ohio.
Good job.
So moved.
Second.
Very
I
good.
think you got it.
Very good. Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. This temple is being proposed at the southwest corner of Pyatt and Cheshire Road in Berlin Township. We've worked with the folks that are developing this temple, and the drainage system would be placed on the county's maintenance program with an assessment to cover the costs, and we're recommending your approval.
Right. Did we move and second this? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Thank you, Rob. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-351. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-351, in the matter of awarding a bid for asphalt materials to be used by the county engineer during 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
As you may recall, throughout the year, we use a number of different asphalt materials. These are both the hot mix materials as well as the liquid asphalts, emulsions that we use for tack coats and for chip sealing throughout the summer. There are several materials where we received more than one bid, and we're asking for your board to approve non-exclusive awards so that we can go first to the lowest vendor, and then if for any reason they can't fill that order, we would then go to the next lowest bidder for that particular material.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-351. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-352, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
We had just one right-of-way work permit application, and we're recommending approval of this.
Vote.
Vote on motion 19-352. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-353, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Wolf CAD.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is a small subdivision, common access drive subdivision located off Beacom Road in Porter Township. We don't see too much development activity in Porter, but we have one here, and this has met all the requirements of RPC, and we're recommending your approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-353. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 19-354, in the matter of approving the bid specifications and the public notice invitation to bid for invitation to bid number 1905911 tower battery replacement.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a budgeted project for this year. We budgeted about $96,000 for this project. However, due to the GSA requirements and everything, we're putting these out to bid, because nobody has these available for bid under government contracts. This will be the batteries for our tower sites. There's 10 sites that are being replaced. Batteries that are out there have been about there 14 years, so we got our good life out of them.
Wow, okay, vote.
Vote on motion 19-354. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 19-355, in the matter of approving supplemental appropriation for drainage improvement.
So moved.
Discussion.
Excuse me, Brad Lutz, Director of Business Operations. The supplemental appropriation before you is to do some work related to the Rudder East Bollender ditch. Their appropriations are, well, appropriate. There's money there, and I can't speak to the project itself, although there might be someone here who could if that was a question you wanted to ask, but certainly from the financial side, everything's fine with making this supplemental appropriation.
Okay, any questions? Vote.
Vote on motion 19-355. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
That brings us to administrator reports.
I have nothing to report this morning.
And I believe you said that Commissioner Merrill went last time, so it's Commissioner Benton.
All right, I've got I think, actually I added one, so I'm up to 8.
Oh, okay, good. You,
Went to the Galena Brick Trail, ribbon cutting on Saturday morning, and beautiful day. This is the third leg of the 4-leg Ohio to Erie Trail that goes through Galena. And they're very excited because they've got funding lined up for the 4th leg, which is the final phase. And then, as I understand it, there's some pieces from Sunbury North that still need to be finished, but are in the process of being finished. And then we'll have the Ohio to Erie Trail go entirely through Delaware County. So that's huge. I know trails are very important. Galena was very excited. They put some money in it themselves. Ohio Department of Natural Resources did, and Friends of the Trail, helped. So again, great project, and really making nice progress. MORPC was Thursday, and I was appointed to the executive committee to replace Commissioner Merrill. And,
congratulations.
well, thank you. I wanted to thank Commissioner Merrill for going to all those executive committee meetings and representing Delaware County very well through the years. Yeah, MORPC is an important organization, and our participation is very important. So I will be glad to continue that representation. Would like to congratulate Melissa Schiffel on her selection as the next prosecutor for Delaware County. She did an excellent job with her campaign and on the presentation on Thursday evening, and received the majority vote in the first ballot. So congratulations to Melissa. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to her swearing in because I had a commitment to go to the Otterbein swearing in that day at the exact same time, the Otterbein president inauguration. So, which went very well. It was really nice to have John Comerford sworn in, or not sworn in, ceremony celebration, and he's doing a really nice job with Otterbein and the Point and all the other initiatives. And he lives in Delaware County, and he's very interested in working with us. And
right.
Building a house.
Building a house, yes, and just a good guy. He'll be a great leader of Otterbein, which is a very much a friend of Westerville and Delaware County.
Yeah, he reached out to us right away, all of us too, as you know.
Yeah.
So
when he
we've
first
all
got
met
here.
with him.
Yeah, he started last July. This is interesting in higher education. He started last July, but
Right.
they have the ceremony to inaugurate him
Right.
9 months, 10 months later.
9 months later.
But that's just the way it's done typically. So again, congratulations to Melissa. Really looking forward to working with her. I'm sure my fellow commissioners would say the same as well. So I'm sure she'll do a great job, and we're very glad to have her there. We already mentioned sitting with the dispatcher. Fair Board meeting is tomorrow evening. Brad and I are going. Wednesday. Tomorrow. Yeah. It is tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. And John is there as well. So it's good that we have it on the calendar for tomorrow. Brad brings a unique perspective to that meeting because of all the work he's done in Pickaway County with their fairgrounds, which is huge. Would you spend $15 million in Pickaway County? We've got 9+ scheduled to be spent through the bed tax. So.
Boy, that is 15 million.
Yeah, it'll be very helpful with the process and how to do it and so on. So we're glad to get Brad connected in that venue. Legends Luncheon is Wednesday. For golfers, this is a cool thing because Jack Nicklaus is the host, and this year's honoree is
Lady, but
yeah. Shoot, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
I apologize.
former golfer.
Yeah. Former woman professional golfer who was a great star. I'm sure I'll think of it as soon as but anyway, so that's Wednesday. Land Bank is also Wednesday, and today is tax day. So if you haven't filed yet, you better hurry. Because
Better get an extension.
yeah, you better, probably your better bet is to get an extension. But anyway, today is tax day. And go Blue Jackets, 3-0 up over the Lightning,
Right.
which they were tremendous underdogs, and they're up 3-0.
Yes.
Got to mention that.
Yeah. Commissioner Merrill.
Well, there's some overlap, but there's also some additional things. First of all, our new prosecutor, Schiffel, you said our next prosecutor. She is our next prosecutor. So technically, as of last Friday morning, she was.
That's right.
And I think Commissioner Lewis and I both attended the swearing-in Friday. I had to make a choice between that and the event at Otterbein, and unfortunately, that happens to us when we have these conflicts, and we were represented both because Commissioner Benton went to Otterbein, and I'm really impressed with their new president. I think he's going to be really great for this county. I did ask when she thinks it's appropriate, perhaps come up to one of our meetings, take 5 minutes, and just kind of share her thoughts. And I think she has to kind of figure out when that is.
Sure.
So I gave her that open invitation. I trust you guys are confirming, support that. Went to the dedication of the new Delaware City Fire Station Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, and went well, nice, well attended. Several people from the county were there. And I know they're excited about having that open in the southeast part of Delaware City. I was on a conference call with CCO Jedi Conference, which has to do with economic development, among other things. And the Board of Election open house was Friday, 11 to 4, whatever it was. I had the opportunity to try out the new machines, the new equipment, and I was up there and went through that process. And again, 9-1 today at 1 o'clock. Looking forward to that, and also at the Legend Luncheon. And we have a land bank meeting this week, I believe Wednesday, as the schedule sits. And we're talking about the Fair Board, and that bed tax is going to be invaluable, the current bed tax, and of course, there will likely be a need for some extension of that, and I think our legislators are working on that, our representatives are working on that currently. But we have an opportunity to really get that fair up to where it should be and what represents our county in a good light. It's a tired facility in a lot of ways, and that's all I have.
All right. I attended the LEPC meeting. That's part of emergency management, and then congratulations to our new prosecutor. And I think she'll do a great job, and I'm glad that you asked her to come over after she gets settled just a little bit. That's all I have. And we have a work session in 60 seconds. Is that right?
Sure.
We need to adjourn this
We
meeting.
need to adjourn.
Yes, this meeting here can be adjourned.
Okay.
No
And
executive session.
No executive.
we will